home buyer tips for the closing day. Stay with me, we're starting right now. Thank you all so much for being here with me. This is Natalia Echeverri with Coldwell Banker in Weston, Florida. I know it's been a little bit stressful lately if you are closing any house. Probably the last 30 or 60 days have been a really crazy time for you. It was for me because believe me, is everything happens in a short amount of time, and now is closing day. So I want to make sure you understand closing day, the things that you need to be prepared for, and how to handle the closing. It is very important that you know those little details, so it will make your life easier, and the stress for sure is going to go from 100 to probably 30, a little more, but I want to make sure you understand this beforehand. The first thing that I want to tell you is that you will probably, maybe not, bring a certified check to closing. In that case, the title company or that person that is being in touch with you and telling you everything about the closing, the title search, all those things, they will give you an amount. So that's the amount that you have to bring to the closing. In case that you're short is the problem, but if you bring in a little more, it's always very, the estimated amount of money that you have to bring is always very accurate. Just in case if you bring a little more, something was a little less or whatever, they will issue a check right there in the title company, or they will send you a check with that or credit that you have at the time of closing. Also, if you, like nowadays we pay everything through wire transfer. If you are using a wire transfer to send the funds to the title company, I want you to please understand this. There is a lot of fraud. You need to make sure when you receive the wire instructions, the account number, all those things that you need to know to start that wire transfer, please call the agent, call the title company and verify with them that the information that they're giving you is correct, that is accurate, that they are sending this to you. There's all kind of bad people out there checking emails, tapping into emails, into phones, things like that. So you just want to make sure you are doing your due diligence and calling and confirming that the money is going to that specific account, the information is correct, but you have to get on the phone with them and confirm that that person is real, that they sent you the correct information, and that is the information that you're going to use to wire the funds. One thing that I want to tell you is signing the documents and closing on the property might not occur in the same day. Sometimes seller is allowed to go to the title company and sign their documents before the closing. 2 days, 3 days, that is pretty common. For you as a buyer as well, they could probably ask you to go 1 day before to sign the documents, so they have everything ready just in case if a signature is missing, something had to be added or whatever. But normally it happens on the same day. You go to the title company, you sign, they release the funds, everybody gets paid, and then you get your key. That's the norm. But just in case, I wanted to mention that to you because you never know. Every title company is different. And probably one of the most important things that you should know is that you need to make sure that you go with your real estate agent and do a walkthrough. What is a walkthrough? It's just going to the house prior closing to see if the house is in the same condition that you saw it, like the same things, like appliances. If the movers made a hole in the wall, that has to be repaired or it has to be noticed, and then you need to arrange that and make sure that the house is in perfect condition, that the things that were there when you sign a contract and you made everything happen is going to remain the same. So the real estate agent will bring like a sheet of paper where you have to check everything and make sure the seller signs and then you sign for your own protection.
The contract states that the utilities have to be turned on until the day of closing. But sometimes the seller just jumped the gun to just disconnect the services. And some cities also take between 24 to 48 hours to connect and disconnect. But you want to make sure that you do your due diligence and connect the services, so when you get to the house after closing, you have water, you have electricity, and you don't run into any trouble. Plan to get possession of the keys on that closing day. In Florida, we go through the closing and then the seller sign, the buyer sign, and then after probably 30 minutes, 1 hour, that the money is disbursed, so everybody's paid, everybody received their money, you get the key. For instance, in Arizona and probably in other states, you have to wait a little longer to get the keys after the closing, but for us here, you get the keys that same day after you close. So every title company is different, every situation is different. You need to plan also for delays. You never know what's going to happen. If the money is a little bit late, if things don't work out the way they're supposed to be and something is delayed, you don't want to be scheduling your moving company, your furniture, all those things for the same day. It's better to be safe than sorry, and probably schedule everything for the next day after closing, just in case if there is a little misunderstanding, a document that was not signed, money problems, whatever it is, you know that you're not wasting your money, or probably the mover's going to be in the house and you won't be able to bring the key with you, something like that. So I just want to make sure you understand that and plan ahead. With that being said, my advice to you also is to avoid closing on Fridays and Mondays. Why Fridays? Because Friday is the last day of the week. The bank closes at 4 or 5, and maybe there's a little delay with anything. Paper-wise, money-wise, anything can happen. So you don't want to be in that situation on a Friday and having to wait until Monday so everything is resolved. If you can avoid Fridays, that would be awesome. And why Mondays? Because you know that financial world is really busy on Mondays. If you avoid Friday and Monday, you for sure have a very smooth closing and nothing's gonna happen, nothing out of the ordinary would happen. So that will be something that you need to plan ahead. At the time when you sign the contract and put that closing date, make sure the days coincide with not being a Friday or a Monday. That will be my suggestion. You can never be prepared enough for this day, because it's a lot of things can happen. Probably is not the end of the world, but if you plan ahead, if you know what you have to do to make sure your money is safe, you do everything according to the contract and expect a little delays here and there, I know you're gonna be okay. It's a big day, everybody's gonna be happy, you're gonna be a homeowner. So please let me know if you need anything else. I'm here to help you. Let's discuss your options, and please watch this video. It's also very, very good. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next week.